Hey guys, Blood Gravy here. Today I'm going to show you how to stream on OBS. Check it out. So this is going to apply to streaming with console or on PC. It's pretty much all the same thing. Just on a console, you're going to need a capture card. And there's actually apps within the consoles like PlayStation and Xbox. They both have them that you can stream to Twitch. It's just you're limited. If you had a capture card, you use it to capture the console, and then that would go to the computer, and then that's where you could add all your alerts and overlays and all that stuff. The first thing you want to do is get OBS, and the link is in the description down below. So when you first download OBS, this is what it's going to look like, unless it's an updated version. It might look a little bit different. On the bottom left here, you have your scenes box, and that is where the action starts. You can either right click in here and hit add and make a new scene, or you can hit the plus and make a new scene there. And then you have the minus button removes it, and then the up and down adjusts where they are on the list. So you can right click, add, and let's make a gaming scene. Now that you have a scene for a specific purpose, you can go over to your sources window, and then it's the same sort of layout. You got the plus, the minus to add and remove, and then the up and down for layering stuff. The sources is a little bit different with the up and down arrows. So you can click the plus, and you want to add a game. So if you're gaming on a PC, you want to hit game capture. And then you can name it whatever you want to call it, but we'll just call it a PC game. So then you'll be prompted with this window here. You click the first drop-down menu in mode, and you want to switch that to capture specific window. Once you open up your game and you have it running, you can actually Alt-tab out. Then you can pick the game in the window drop-down menu. So you click that. And for instance, I'm running Among Us right now. So I click this, and everything else you can pretty much just leave the same. And you can see right there, boom, it pops up. You hit OK, here it is. So if you're trying to stream from a PS4 or an Xbox One or any console, and you have a capture card, you're going to want to right click, add, and you're going to want to go down to video capture device. And you can just say if it's an Elgato, just name it Elgato or whatever you want. And in the device drop down list here, you'll see the Elgato game capture, whichever you have listed for capturing the game. It should be in there. It's pretty straightforward. You literally just plug it in, everything detects everything. It's literally the exact same thing as the game capture for PC, but it's just a different capture. First thing to note, when you put a new source, which is the second box that we're talking about here in the scene, you get a red line around the whole box. So if you look at where you put your new source, you have this eye and this lock symbol. So the eye turns it off and on, like visible, invisible. And then the lock part is to lock it. So then you cannot change it. If you have the lock off, you can click it and you can slide it around anywhere you want. So OBS has a nice feature where it snaps to the edges. You can press Alt on the keyboard and click any of these boxes on the red line and drag it and see how it goes green. So then you're cropping it. So let's say you didn't want to show, this is more for your webcam or something, whatever you want it for. But let's say you only want to show half your screen for some reason, then you can go like that. Then you can move it over. You can do whatever you want. You can crop like that and only show this much. So when you're streaming a game, you really want to just leave it full screen and just lock it so nothing can happen to it. Because if it's unlocked and you accidentally click on it, you can accidentally click and drag it, and mess it up. So I just leave it locked for the most part. If it's something you're never going to move, just leave it locked. Next thing you want to add is your webcam. If you just have a regular webcam, you just right click, hit add video capture device, and you can just call it webcam. So then you're prompted with this, and you have the first drop-down menu, device. So you'd click that, and that's where you would just find your webcam listed in this list here. But unfortunately, I'm filming this video, and I'm using the webcam for the video, so I cannot do it. For the webcam, we can't actually really do it because I can't pick it. So I'm just going to remove it, and I'm just going to add an image to to imitate a webcam. So here's my webcam. Super good. So let's say I wanted to just clean it up a bit. You could do that Alt thing, just slide it up, whatever you want. Then you can lock it to that. You can also use the arrow keys and manually slide it over left and right, up and down. So to get the fine little movements. Another annoying thing is sometimes it snaps to the edge. And so let's say you wanted to get closer to the edge there. So you just use those arrows and get real close. Okay, so now you have the webcam. And if it's where you want it, you want to lock it again. Let's say you want to run to the bathroom. You could just click the eye icon and it would disappear. I use a program called GIMP. It's a free art program. This is where you can create a lot of stuff on your own. GIMP is a whole nother rabbit's hole. Like let's say you just wanted to put a little box around your webcam. You can go in here, hit File, New, make it 1920 by 1080, or if you're in 720, make it 1280 by 720. This is just an example so you can see what you can do with this program. We'll fill that in as red. We'll just do another quick little thing in there. Hit Control X, that'll cut it out. File, export as webcam overlay, and replace because the other one was black. Now we go here, add image, find the file name. Right there, boom. So now we have a rectangular box thing. So you can just grab the corner, one of these corners, and just shrink it down. And it's probably not going to fit at all because we cropped our webcam. So now that you got them where you want it, you got your webcam overlay over your webcam. So you have the webcam overlay highlighted. You can hold Control and click webcam and it'll highlight both of them. You right click it and hit group selected items. So now it'll make a group. And you can then slide these around as one, adjust them size, whatever you want. And there you go. So the next thing you could add is actually alerts. So for those, you go to Streamlabs or you can go to Stream Elements. I'll link those in the description down below, and then you can make an account with them, and I think you just add your email and then you can link it to your Twitch. So I use Streamlabs myself. So here's Streamlabs. So what you want to do is go to the dashboard. Then you want to go down on the left here. This might look different at the time of this video. This is what it looks like, but you want to go to Alert Box. So they have some advertised pre-made alerts that you can buy, or you can just do like some by yourself. So there's pretty much two main spots here. Is this bar here where you can test every single one that you set up, and then right below it you have all these right here. So general settings, follows, subscriptions. Let's go to follows, and you can enable or disable them. You can change the layout, so you have the picture with the text below it, picture with the text on it, or the picture with the text beside it. I mean, it's all pretty self-explanatory here. You have all these alert animations to choose from. So I just do a fade in, fade out. I have a custom one set up. So if you want to play it, you just hit test follow. So I have one already pre-made up, but you can get really in depth. They have some pre-made really cheesy ones, and I'm sure you can find some free ones on Nerd or Die, or you can pay like $20 and get like a pack of like pre-made ones. The only thing is that they're not custom made. Or you can go on Fiverr and just pay someone to make some for probably $20 or something really cheap. Let's say you set up an alert, then you would come up to the top and it's right here, it says widget URL, and it's not shown, and you shouldn't show it because someone else could use your alerts. And you just hit copy and you come back to OBS. So you want to hit add, go to browser. That's going to be your alerts. So under browser. And let's call these alerts. Enter. So you've just added alerts. How we copied that URL, now we want to paste this into here. So take that out, paste your copied link in there, and just hit OK. what you can do now is you can actually test the follow. So you can see this is the alert box right here with the, because we didn't lock it. So let's just, if you just click off it, it'll go away. So you can hit test follow and it'll pop up. There are tons of things you can add in here. I'm not going to get too in depth with anything. If you want to just show like your computer screen, you would do like a display capture. And some games actually I have encountered don't work with game capture, and you actually have to do a window capture, and you have to go into the settings of the game and change it to be a windowed full screen, not just full screen. So it can get kind of complicated. Just Google stuff, you'll find it. So the next part you want to get into are the settings. So you click that. All the stuff in general, I'm pretty sure you just leave. So then you want to come to your stream tab and you want to pick what service you're going to. So this video is intended for Twitch, but you can obviously choose YouTube, Facebook, Restream, Twitter, and you can actually connect your account, which mine is already connected. You just hit connect, you just enter your Twitch username, your Twitch password, and it links it right through it. So you can either connect your account to Twitch or you can enter the stream key. And I think the stream key is kind of like the older way of doing it. If you want to do it the old manual way, so you come to your creator dashboard, you want to look down the left side here, click preferences and go to channel. So once you're there, the very first one is primary stream key, and you can copy it. You can reset it if you want. If for some reason someone found your stream key, you could reset it. But you do not want to show this key to anyone, because if someone has it, then they could stream to your channel and make you look like a goofball or probably get you banned or something. You would copy that and come back to your stream under settings. And because my account's connected right now, I can't enter it obviously, but there would be an option here for you to enter that. But I highly recommend just link your Twitch account to OBS, because that way you can literally see all your data. You can see who followed, subbed, all that stuff. If you come up to the top and you go view docs, so docs is stuff you can add into it. So you can put Streamlab alerts. So you can come in here and you can literally like put it right on the side there, and it'll show you all like who followed and whatever. Or you can just put it off to the side and, you know, like have it like this. When I stream, I do Streamlab alerts. The chat is obvious, you want chat, and stream information. So stream information is where you can, like, instead of going into your Twitch and your dashboard and changing the game, which one you're playing, you can just go do it right through OBS itself, which is super handy. So when you first come to the output tab, you're going to have this on top called output mode, and you click it and there's simple and advanced. I highly recommend using advanced. It's got better options. If you don't want to mess around with it, just stick with simple, and you could just use this chart here for your settings for your bitrate. That's based on your internet speed. I highly recommend just using advanced, because then you can break it down into more stuff. So for streaming, just leave audio track on 1. Encoder, you want to use X264, which is your processor in your computer. Otherwise, you can use NVIDIA and Venk if your computer's having problems playing the games. Like, you'll notice you're losing frames, or I don't know, it's just bogging down your computer when you're streaming. You can switch it to the graphics card processor, and that will take care of that, and it works pretty good. But apparently I've heard that the X264 initially is better. So you want to leave it at that. Leave this checked. You're not rescaling the output. So you want to leave the rate control on CBR. And again, bitrate is all based on your internet connection and what resolution you're going to be streaming at and what frames. Most people stream about probably 720p at 30 FPS or 1080p 30 FPS. I mean, I don't know, it's totally your preference. So I think the max you can do on Twitch is 1080p at 60 FPS. I leave mine at 6000 because I have like pretty good upload speed. Keyframe interval, I've been told to leave it at 2. The CPU usage preset, higher equals less CPU, just leave it at very fast. I've messed around with this. People do say there are differences, but honest to God, I don't really notice anything. I would just leave it at very fast. It's totally fine, just like that. And then just leave all the rest of it as is. If you want to get into recording, it's totally up to you or not. Most people might just want to do streaming, but recording is pretty nice with OBS as well. So if you're recording on MP4 and your computer crashed, then you cannot recover it. So like, let's say right now, if I was streaming on MP4 and the computer got a blue screen and crashed, it would be gone forever. If you were using MKV, you could recover it and it would be all good. The only thing with MKV is though, once you finish recording, you have to remux it. If you have it on MKV, you can go down to advanced and you can see this option right here, automatically remux to MP4, record as MKV in brackets. So that will automatically change it to MP4, because if you have it in the problem with MKV is that you can't edit it after. As far as I know, like I use DaVinci Resolve and like I can't edit MKV, so it has to be in an MP4 format. I just record an MP4 myself, just because I don't like going back and forth. I have a good computer. It doesn't crash. It's not like I'm a huge streamer. Maybe if I was a huge streamer and like you really didn't want to lose gameplay recording, then yeah, I'd probably do MKV. And then you can choose what you want to record with. And I just record with the graphics processor. And then you can set to rescale the output. So if you're streaming at 1920 by 1080, you can downscale it. Custom muxer settings, I don't know what that is. I've never even touched that. When you're recording to get the best quality, you want to set it to CQP. So the CQ level, you want to keep it from 14 to 20. And the lower it is, the bigger the file size is going to be. I leave mine at 23. I just literally tried every one and just seen what's good. Keyframe intervals, you leave that at 2. If I didn't change anything below key interval frames. Then when it comes to audio, I didn't touch anything in here. The audio, I think it just automatically detects all this stuff. I really hate audio. It's like my nemesis. So yeah, I don't even touch anything in audio ever. I just leave the audio because it always seems to be okay. Like if you want to mess around with audio here, like the game audio is going to be the desktop audio. So you can adjust that here. And like I'm talking right now, you can see the mic sliding on this bar right here. So you can mute that. You can do all this stuff. You can right click it. You can go to properties. You can just adjust which one. You can go to advanced properties and you can adjust, all these settings. You can turn it up or down. You can adjust the balance, offset it if you want to delay. So video, you want the base canvas resolution to be at whatever you're playing at. So if you're gaming in 1920 by 1080p, that's what you want that to be set as. So then output scaled, let's say you're streaming at 1920 and you just want to put it at 720, then that's where you do that. So you could be like, I'm streaming at 1920 and I'm going to put it down to 720 or whatever desired resolution you want. I'm told to leave this downscale filter as bicubic, and I put mine at 60 because when I'm recording, it looks insanely better. I don't know why. It's so much smoother looking. And this was a game changer for me. So the common FPS value, you want to either leave it at 30 or 60. 30 is easier on the computer and easier to upload, but 60 looks better. Just try both and see what visually looks better. So then we get into hotkeys. So the hotkeys is actually really cool. This is where you can use a Stream Deck. I think you can use your phone as a Stream Deck now, but I just use my numpad on the keyboard. It's super nice. So, I mean, there's, 0 to 9, which is actually 10 keys. You can change all the stuff. So I just use it for switching scenes. So like if you want to be right back and you have a be right back scene, you just hit 5 or something. That would be your be right back hotkey for that scene. And then when you come back, you just hit 0. Instead of going on your computer and manually clicking, here, then it would switch. Hotkeys is pretty straightforward. You just look and find the one that you want. You can toggle pretty much everything. And then when it comes to advanced, I just leave everything in here. I think the only thing I've ever used is this automatically remux to MP4, is that MKV thing I was talking about earlier. You can actually do a stream delay, which I used to play poker on Twitch, and if you're playing for real money, you obviously don't want to be streaming live so people can just watch your stream and see what cards you have. So most poker streamers change this to 2 minutes or something. I forget what it is, whatever you want. Aside from that, I think that's pretty much it for the settings. Next thing we have is studio mode, and that's a button on the right side here. And if you click that, it will give you two previews. So one on the right side is the program. Here, I'll turn my webcam off so you can see it. So that's what you would currently be seeing, whatever's on your stream. And then if you wanted to go to a scene that you're not sure how it would look, you could prep it on the left side. So you click studio mode, and then let's say I go to this other scene that I have. So I click it, so it's going to show it on the left and prep it. But if I turn it off, studio mode, it's still on the same thing. But if you put it back, put it to that, and then if you were to hit transition in the middle here, it would then change it to that. And the last thing I want to talk about is scene transitions. It's this one column beside controls and audio mixer, and you can just choose to cut, fade, transition. So a cut is more just like right to it, and a fade would obviously fade to it. Stinger is where you can get like custom made stingers where, you know, people have cool graphics switching from scene to scene, and that's where you would put a stinger in there. Like I think I have this one here. I will change it. See, you get a cool stinger. So this video was way longer than intended. It's like 20 minutes long. I only intended it to be like 10 minutes long, so sorry about that. I hope it was helpful. I tried to elaborate on everything the best I could. I stream 3 days a week over on Twitch, link in the description. And if you have any gaming issues or streaming issues, or you just want to find someone to game with, join the Discord, meet some people. That's going to be it. Thanks for watching, and get out there and start streaming.